Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, for Nerds, by Nerds, hang out with
Ted.
And today we're going to do Warlock versus Wizard. Who does this better? Jump down the description below where you can find Nerdarchy, the newsletter, game weekly tips, as well as learn how to game with us.
We got Wizard, we got Warlock.
Yes, a fan wrote into us and was asking about a character concept, and I'm like, well, you know what, this could be a good topic for us to discuss. He wants to play he's playing a Warlock, knowledge based, and he was considering, like, you know, from everything that he did in his background, he's like, well, it seems like this character we pack of the tome. But his dilemma was
that's not the pact he wants. So he's like, well, what if I took a level of Wizard and then I can get whatever I need from Wizard and be able to do the pact that he wants.
The vibe that I got was he feels like a level of Wizard pretty much gives him everything from he would have gotten from taking pack of the tome, and then he could use his pack and take something else, right? But personally, I don't agree, because actually pack of the tome, I believe it is one of the most powerful class features in the game, is my opinion. Now, here's the thing, right? What he's primarily talking about, guys, is he's talking about gaining access to Ritual Caster from Wizard. Because that's a big part of the benefit you get from Pack of the Tome. But you also, the other thing that's really cool about Pack of the Tome is you get 3 cantrips to take from anywhere's in the book.
Right.
Or, any book that's legal, that you're using that's legal, that has cantrips in it, right? So, to me, that's pretty powerful. Yes, you could take Wizard and you will get Ritual Caster Wizard, and you will get access to a couple first level spells. That part is actually far more useful to me than the other parts, and you'll get a couple of cantrips, right? So it's similar. It is very similar.
If your plan was to go all loaded on Wizard, absolutely, taking the first level of Wizard will get you the first level ritual spells. Or the first level spells, it'll get you a spell book, which if you learn any first level rituals from Wizard, you can write them in your book for your 50 gold, no big deal, but it's not going to get you higher levels.
Because you're multi-classing with Warlock and Wizard, they're separate. They don't stack on top of each other. You're only going to be able to put ritual spells in there from Wizard at first level. Where Pack of the Tome, you're getting ritual spells from anywhere's in the book. You have access to all of them. You just have to find them and put them into your book.
But don't be remiss by the cantrip choices. Those things, being able to get them from anywhere, greatly changes the type of Warlock that you actually are. You can be like, all right, well, I'm going to take Thorn Whip, and I'm going to, is Thorn Whip the Druid cantrip?
It is, and that's where I would have went to.
And then Spare the Dying. Like, all right, I'm crazy versatile, and now I can take another one from wherever I want.
Yes, you're not limited. You're no longer limited to just Wizard, or just Warlock. You go anywhere in the book. You can take Cleric, you can take Druid, you can take Sorcerer, you can take Bard. Oh, what is the Bard one where you make fun of them?
Vicious Mockery.
Yeah, so Vicious Mockery, Thorn Whip, Vicious Mockery, Spare the Dying, right off the top of our heads. There are 3 different directions you can go in that you would not have access to. They become Warlock spells for all intents and purposes. So if you have any Warlock abilities that affect only Warlock spells, well, they're Warlock spells, and you didn't dilute your class by multi-classing either.
Right. So you continue to gain in power. You get closer to the your next ability score bump or feat. You get closer towards getting all of your spells bumped to the higher level. You get closer to getting more invocations. And Warlock is a pretty powerful class. And when you get away from it, you seriously dilute it.
Right. The only real benefit to the multi-classing is you're going to get access to those Wizard spell slots. And it's only a couple of them. You're only going to be able to use them for first level spells, so it's not going to be as useful. Now, it's a little more helpful because you're a Warlock and you don't have a lot of spells anyway. But still, in my opinion, it's not as good.
If you're dipping for just the one level, it's not seriously harmful. It's going to slow you down by that one level.
And here's the other thing, right? Find Familiar, ritual spell, so it can be in your book.
Yep.
So you can literally get a familiar anyway.
Right.
Granted, you might not get the cooler ones, but maybe your DM will allow it.
Right.
Maybe you can ask for some hoops to jump through, and then you can get an imp or a quasit or a sprite.
Yeah, or whatever it is that you're looking for.
Matter of fact, if your DM hates you, maybe he'll just give you a sprite.
I don't know. I've always found that I don't see a reason to put a limitation on Find Familiar. Like, you can have whatever you want. They're things that are gonna be there as an interesting role-playing tool. They're there to have fun and be able to provide a...
Some of them, though, give a very specific game benefit. So it is really like stacking on a class feature. Now, granted, for most of them, it's spell resistance, right? Mm-hmm. I personally don't think that's that great of a class feature compared to some of the other things you can get. Sure, it's cool if you can get it in addition to that. So I would probably require my player to work for it a little bit, whether it's a side quest or whether they have to make some kind of bargain, role playing. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. But I would want them to do something for it, not just like, oh, here you go.
Right.
But that's just me. A different DM might do it differently. The question is, how will you do it in your game? Let us know in the comments below. While you're at it, like, share, and subscribe.
You can hang out with us over on Facebook.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.